Dun, 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 dun.
Sounds just like it.
Dun, dun. Welcome back to Saturday Pregame Podcast. Yeah, I'm here with my
Thank
boy.
you, Pat. Oh, gotta get in here. The knees. Oh, the knee's not so good anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again here for joining us on a beautiful Saturday night. I got my boys here, Chris on the ones and the twos, and we have no music. Got Pat here, riding the short bus. Joseph, thank you for joining us here again.
Finally showed up.
Our guy, the man, the myth, the legend. Joe, you know it's gonna be a good pregame. Oh yeah, always. Well, you let me know. We just
You know how I know we haven't had 4 people in a while? Because I had to take one of the red headsets out of the box. Like brand new, never been used.
That's a good question. When is the last time we had 4, Chris, you think?
I think it was a couple weeks ago.
Christmas one, right?
No, we had one like in early February. Because
yeah, he had Valentine's Day. Joe, we didn't want to. It was a Sunday podcast.
Yeah.
The week, and then I think it probably been 2 weeks before that. Then.
Yep.
I mean,
It was the one just before Valentine's Day.
All right, boys, how we doing? How's everybody's week going?
terrific.
Ready for a nice little pre-game?
Just happy to be
All right. So we're gonna start with a little non-alcoholic. Oh God, I'm gonna sneeze.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Last night, me and Chris walking through the Marianos, and Morgan Wallen has some sweet teas, and it's 0 sugar. I actually seen him talk about this one time, and so I decided, for my guys, I'd get a couple.
What a gent.
I just picture, I know Morgan Wallen doesn't have the mullet anymore, but I picture it like the Kawasaki commercial that as soon as you drink it,
that would be so awesome,
mullet.
dude.
This is funny.
If that happens,
Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not a big iced tea guy, right?
No, not particularly.
Do you? You could say no, Joe.
Oh,
I will
I'll
not be
definitely
offended.
try it. Oh, no,
I
I'll
will not be
definitely
offended.
try
I'll go a little light on yours.
Maybe it's the one I like. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
never
the one
know.
that I
You go
will
to
like.
light that peach one for me as well, please.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Fill 'em
See?
up.
See, no, Pat did a great short bus, and me and Chris will finish these off at quarter cups.
I'm not a big peach guy.
You know, it's kind of funny. Well, this is not. But the situation wasn't funny, but me talking about the commercial, and then out of nowhere, it appeared immediately. So last Saturday, when I was with Lauren and her dad, and we're watching motocross, and I was trying to explain, like, cause I'm growing out my hair to see if I can do a mullet. It's not going well, boys.
No.
It's really not going well at all.
We could have told you that one.
My hair goes like this.
Yeah,
Instead of
we
like
know.
down.
We know. You have a
It
Jew
goes
fro.
poofy.
We know.
Well,
Would you mind passing that, Chris?
yeah,
I'm
you just
listening.
gotta let it keep growing. A lot of people just cut it short on the sides now, and just keep what's up on top. You don't need to do that, Pat.
Oh, it does smell bad, Chris.
No, you don't need to.
There you go. Lecture for you, Joe, baby.
That doesn't taste bad though. God, does
It
it
doesn't
smell
taste
weird?
It smells awful.
But I was saying a lot of people just shave the sides really tight now. So just let the whole thing grow out and then right up the sides.
That's probably not. You know what? Maybe I will, because Lauren's dying to cut my hair, so maybe I'll just let her do that. Because I'm done paying $40 for a haircut.
It's only 37.
Oh, well, with tip.
No tip.
You don't. That clip went.
They got a lot of tipping or pass from them. I'm telling you, I bring X amount of cash with it. If you keep going over, I can't help you. That
Chris, how are we doing on the volumes and stuff? I feel like
Not bad.
everybody coming in all right. We
You're
okay?
good.
Yeah.
You hearing everybody?
I hear everybody.
Okay,
I
I'm
hear
just
it,
making
yeah.
sure.
I just only hears people on the left side, but it's okay.
I see. I see the little bars going up. Mine's all the way at the top. Joe's is about halfway. Peter's is about the same mine.
I'm not a
And
big.
Pat, you're not talking very much.
I'm not a big peach guy, but that wasn't terrible.
It's got
We're too far now.
for what? Go ahead.
Never mind.
No, let's go on. Where were we going with the haircuts or the?
No, about the tipping thing.
Oh yeah, dude, I put that clip out
yeah.
about
so
our story.
Eric texted me, Katie's boyfriend, out of the blue, and was like, "You guys are not the assholes for the $2 tip thing."
Hey, thanks for listening, Eric.
And I was like, "How did you? What did I tell this to Katie?" And then I was trying to. He's like, "No, I'm subscribed to the podcast." So I just saw the
what a nice
short
guy.
come up.
We gotta, okay. So, Lauren told me that we should maybe invite him a little bit more. Like Katie had said that we should see if he wants to go out once in a while.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's. Am I not close enough?
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Not to be. I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass. I was just.
No,
Yeah.
you're right.
Get your mouth on the microphone, baby.
I don't.
I think we probably got to pick a night where we're not going to be going to a real dancey spot. Would be my guess.
I guess that, or I always.
Shuffleboard.
I always think that he's one that likes to stay in, and I guess that's not always the case. But in my head, he's always. I just think of him as like a not go out kind of guy.
I just remember your bachelor party, Joe. I remember he was cool at like Bandit, and he was cool at the other place. We got to enjoy, and I think that might have been a little too much for him.
He'd also been drinking a lot
that's
that day
true,
too.
yeah.
I think he's someone that like hits the wall, and then when he's done kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Smart
I
guy.
also kind of
Smart
see.
guy, just at the top.
I think people see us and they want to come out and they go out with us and they're like, oh no,
That's ruined.
They think it's easy.
I'm not saying that, but I just we
You
go a
guys,
little too
don't
hard.
see, you guys don't see the years of dedication, the trial and error that we've put in.
We have a Coors Light 6-pack.
Oh, we're like an 8-pack at this point.
Yeah. We've got the top abs showing. We got the little gutters
We hit those
coming in.
12-ounce curls hard, baby.
You cut us open, you'd see the rings of how many Coors Lights we put away.
Absolutely. That's what they are. They're just like can tops.
It's just cancer.
Cancer. Oh God.
I like to think it's a barrier against anything getting in or out. So it's like a barrier for cancer. Is what I'm
So you
going
mean we're invincible?
with. Yes.
No, even the sliced breeze could.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Me and Chris had this conversation. We haven't really gone. Unfortunate situations have happened. Some really sad things have happened, and also we've taken a little bit of a back to. I don't think me and Chris, we haven't gotten. Well, Chris got a little bit. They got a little tipsy last week, but we haven't
We
gotten.
got hot.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was at a point where I was like, I look at Ubers, I'm like, I should go home now. Not that I was really hammered, but I'm like, I'm gonna get way worse if I keep drinking.
And I was just saying I haven't gotten drunk in probably 3 weeks.
Wow.
And yeah,
How dare you?
I'm a little nervous.
You're an
I'm back on the
idiot.
hot horse.
How dare you?
It's also like leading up to tax season. You guys.
Oh,
tend
yes, this
to
is it.
slow
Yeah.
Joe, it ain't
down
leading up, baby.
in general.
We're deep in it, baby.
But that, Joe, what you're saying is 100% what Chris said to me. Was
Yeah.
like, hey, like, it's tax season, dum-dum. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. But no, so, and I think about that, and I think about Ben is another guy we should, just throw throw some invites out. These guys, wouldn't mind especially we don't have to always go to Lottie's and enjoy it. It's kind of what we like to do, or the cocktail bar.
I would say usually, Peter, like your birthday is kind of like the last where people get a little, not fully unloaded, but like a little loose,
You're a little unhinged.
a little unhinged, and then like that's it. Like that's the cutoff.
That's it until after tax season.
And then we got Joe's birthday that we look forward to.
St. Patrick's Day is like
That's
St. Patrick's Day.
usually
You let it open for like a hot minute, and then you cool down. You shut down.
I was gonna say, do you guys? I'm trying to think if you guys go out.
We go
I mean, the
late.
last-
We usually go late, and then we go late and we go hard late, like quickly.
We get out late enough that like the crowds are gone, everybody's kind of dissipated.
And you do like a hard 3 hours, and then you kind of cut it like one, and like just pray. Pray
Yeah,
God that the Bible still
that's
works.
fair. Yeah.
Or you get that one year where me and Pat ended up and Peter ended up entertaining John's friends from out of town at the hang up, and Peter left at like 12:30 to go hang out with Lauren because they were just starting to date, and me and Pat were screwed.
I don't remember this night at all.
That was the next day where Peter was still working for Intuit, TurboTax, and I told you, and I was not feeling it. I'm like, Pat, you're gonna have to get like Gavin, and I'm going to take a nap. And Peter was on Intuit TurboTax phone help, and it was just you.
I'm not gonna lie. The lighting in the office is so unconducive to any kind of remote hangover. It's like it just magnifies it to like the degree. Like
Yeah.
I feel like there's a light over my desk that just like taunts me. Like when your hunger is like bright as shit, and you're like, why are you so bright?
And your computer
It is
screen,
kind of
your
nice.
computer screen
But
doesn't help you.
Here's
either.
the thing. The other thing I thought about is, okay, so it's been 3 weeks. I have not gotten wasted. But I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I haven't lost any weight. I don't feel like Mondays are still miserable.
You haven't grown any more hair.
Yeah, hair's not coming back. Like, what's going on here? What's the point? Why would I ever quit drinking? Like, I always thought, like, I would get better sleep on Mondays would be so much easier. The weeks would be so... No, nothing.
No, it's just
not
miserable.
even the sort of the thing.
Chris, serious question.
Life is still just miserable, but I'm not having fun on Saturday nights.
Chris, serious question. If it was a choice between you could get your hair back and not drink anymore, or drink and keep your hair the way it is, which would you choose?
I'm sticking with drinking. I'm not giving up the drinking.
I think I would. Same thing for me. Like, and we're probably alcoholics, but in the sense that, like, it's not like I don't want to go and drink by myself.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not drinking with the boys, and like,
Oh yeah.
there's literally I don't have drinks on if I'm not with you guys, and we're not having a couple beers, or there's somebody to converse with, maybe throwing a vinyl in the back. There's no point. I hate it. I don't need to drink.
I mean, I come home on Fridays, and like, would I like to have a beer? Yeah, but I'm pretty much by myself. I'm not having a beer by myself. I'm not having a drink.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
weird.
That's exactly.
Welcome,
it.
pop over, Chris. I'll be with you.
All right,
Fair
we're gonna
enough.
go into the second Morgan Wallen.
No, Pepsi.
Sweet tea.
Well, nobody will ever hang out with you and have a beer.
I'm not a sweet tea guy. The peach one was.
I was
enjoyed
gonna
the
tell you
peach.
to shake it up because I got like a lot of the
Condoms?
Not the.
Sorry, I should have.
condoms.
You're
It's
right.
very rubbery, guys.
No, there's like
All the
soot or
gubbins.
something like the
Yeah, yeah.
actual like tea.
Tea.
leaves.
Yeah, I saw that too.
At least they make it real tea, I guess.
That's cool. You know it's legit.
I should probably open this mouth open a little better. I'm getting it all over the place. Pat did just a nice job of cleaning up this.
Pat did not do anything.
Oh yeah, sorry, Katrina did.
There's a carpet put down. That's
Yeah,
nice.
no, this looks great down here.
all
Chris, do you want some? Or are you okay?
Yeah, I'll take a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're holding on to your cup like it's
I was trying to give it to
the Holy Grail.
Yeah, I was trying to give it to somebody. Nobody wanted to take it.
Give him a little more. I know Joe's not a sweet. So Joe, is tea? Did that last tea do anything for you? You're like, nah. I'm
Yeah,
out.
it was good. I mean, like if I happened to be somewhere and it was the only thing to drink, I would absolutely drink it.
Do you wait?
Do you drink regular tea or just no tea?
No,
No,
in
he's,
general?
not a
he's
big tea guy.
He's a
At
coffee
all.
guy, if anything, right?
Okay.
A little espresso, not even coffee. I'm sorry.
Yeah. If I do coffee, it might be like the occasional nitro from Starbucks or just like a shot of espresso.
So is that like because you're Irish and you hate the British? That's why you don't do tea?
Yeah, exactly.
Irish
exactly.
love fucking tea.
Fuck
That
tax.
I was gonna say that's a dumb thing to ask, but I was gonna say is it Ireland like England where they're I
they
hear
love
like
the tea.
Oh,
They
they're-
love the
they
tea.
but their
love the
tea they
tea.
know how to do
Girl-
the tea
girl-
right. We
girl-
do tea like we do green tea. We don't do anything in it. It's just straight green tea and it sucks. Like, I know like I've heard
You
that
gotta
like,
do it right, baby.
Every family
I like
party,
this one
Joe,
more.
Joe,
Yeah,
Joe
me-
and I
me
had,
too,
had
actually.
it was a dinner, and then you have tea time. Oh, no, you have dessert, and then you have tea time later on.
Yeah, there's like
what do you put in the
I
tea?
hear it comes with like little sandwiches that have cucumbers inside of them.
No, that's a different story. That's a
That's-
Polish buns.
I was gonna
Oh.
say that's not an Irish thing.
Yeah.
We don't put
How much, Joe,
cucumbers in our
Peter?
food.
Sorry, how much were these things? These Morgan Wallen things? Out of curiosity,
I think it was 3 for 6.
3 for 6.
$2.
Yeah, I think they were $2 each.
Not bad. I like
I like this one
Morgan
too.
Wallen better.
Sweet tea. Yeah, I thought it was great too.
The peach.
This one
was
has-
fine. This one I like.
Yeah, this could have if
The
it had a
peach
little
a
lime
weird
to
smell
it.
to it.
It tastes
Yeah.
like sweet tea, but I'm not a big sweet tea guy.
No, but I think this is better than sweet tea. I think this is more like it's almost like a or tea and lemon type deal to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What's that? All kind of like an Arnold Palmer.
yeah,
Is that what it's
yeah.
called?
Absolutely, that's exactly what I was saying. Do you think they put like if you put alcohol in here, what would you put in here?
Vodka.
Would you put whiskey?
Vodka.
No, you put vodka.
Okay, is that like a sweet tea? Yeah, you're right. Because I think I have seen on like the golf course.
The other thing I could
I
think,
got Arnold Palmer in there if you want to.
some Captain Morgan. I could see you possibly putting in there some spiced rum.
I could see that.
I think vodka would be better.
No, I totally agree with you, but I'm trying to think of like
Tell
outside
you what,
the
let's put
box.
some of the rocks tequila. We got a little. We got
Ooh,
like 5
baby,
bottles of Tito's in the
baby.
freezer over
Well,
there.
you know what? Give me some of that Kirkland Scotch that's back there.
Nice. I think I get that my dad to make Baileys with.
Oh,
Did
nice.
you? Nice.
I think I'm like, Dad, here's a giant bottle of scotch I'm never gonna drink.
All right, boys, let's get into it. I got a few things, some fun things here to talk about. My brain is not so good, so I have to look up.
My brain hurts.
I have to make sure that I write these things down because I have like all these great ideas I want to talk about.
I'll give you one real
Oh
quick.
yes, I got one. Okay, go ahead. You go first. Sorry.
Did you see the
Sorry, Joe.
Did you see the Toronto Blue Jays player whose son got hit by like a truck? And he was like a 4-year-old kid got hit by a truck, and the kid's like survived and doing
That's not
great
where I
now.
was going.
It's
Whoa.
it was like a wild thing. Like I don't know much about it outside the fact that they obviously let the guy leave to go be with his family, but like I guess they were down in spring training and the kid walked down to a street or something and, like a pickup truck or something hit him. But he's doing great. Like he's fine. He got hit, went into intensive care, he's recovered and he's like on the rebound.
That's
and everything.
good.
Yeah.
That's not the story I thought we were bringing up.
No, that sucks.
Oh yeah,
Tough hockey
well, I mean, but like
There was another thing too. I
Normally,
think-
you think like a 4-year-old kid getting hit by a car. That's pretty much
Dunzo, yeah.
it, and like
Yeah, I mean, particularly since her head is like bumper high.
yeah.
I don't. Joe,
think
we're
about
talking about card things. I don't know if you saw that. Brendan Schaub has it's called like Toon Town or Toon something.
I saw that.
And so the Brendan Schaub, podcaster, MMA fighter, controversial type of guy, he's got this beautiful pickup. I forget what it's like a Raptor, I think, and it's probably got $100,000 into it. Easy, 150 maybe.
Raptor's-
I mean, the
yeah.
Raptor itself
For
is
80
is
grand.
like a $70,000 or $80,000 at
Yeah.
least base. I'm
Yes.
assuming he got the upgraded version, and then he did work to it. Like I saw part of the clip, or like I started watching part of the whole thing that he posted, and he's like, "We're gonna put on this brand new suspension, da 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 da." So he
Suspension,
just
brakes.
like
I watched the whole clip. Suspension, brakes. Thing was tricked out. He wanted to go out into the California deserts and do donuts and ride in like the Mojave Desert. And there was a bunch of guys who were going to do it with him, but he was too impatient, wanted to get this clip out, loves his car, wants to make money, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, he lost his car in the desert.
He gets stuck in the desert.
Oh, you don't know what happens?
No, that
He has he drives it in the. They tell him, do not stop in the sand. If you stop, you're stuck. And he's going through, and he stops, gets stuck. 3 hours later, he's got to get somebody to pull him out. Gets him pulled out. They do a couple more clips.
I didn't even know he got stuck.
Oh, he got stuck. He was 3 hours later. They had to,
wow.
because they tried it with another pickup, snapped so they had to get somebody out there who actually pulled him out. So they get him out. He does a couple more. like cool shots with a drone. And the last thing they're gonna do, he's like, all right, they're about to clean. It's been 6 hours. They're all starving. They're gonna go to Wendy's. Yada yada yada. And he's like, let's do. It's always this. It always happens like this. He's like, let's do some donut shots and we'll get out of here. Goes to do a donut and flips the car, and all you see is the side airbag coming in and just go boom right into his face.
Like, I mean, you could see so there's a dash cam pointing towards him, and you can see from the outside the car is starting to tilt over. So it hasn't even hit the ground yet, and it pops off.
Yes.
Oh God!
Right as it's probably somewhere between.
No, sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Oh, I was going to say it's probably somewhere between 30 and 50 degrees.
Yeah.
So it's on two wheels, and it just smacks them just as it's flipping over.
And it's not the side that's flipping over; it's the other side.
Yeah. So if he's going this way,
Yes.
it pops that way.
It hits, and it's the worst concussion he's ever gotten.
It doesn't look like he was wearing a seatbelt either.
No, he was.
Oh, was he?
You can watch it. Starts the clip. He is in it. He ninjas it off because he thought he was going to get crushed. So as he's getting whacked in the head, he's like, I got to get the seatbelt off, so I got to get out of here immediately. Clicks off the seatbelt and is ready to fly as soon as the car stops.
Wait, what kind of moron takes a seatbelt as you're about to roll over?
Well, he thought it was going to crush him, and he thought he was going to have to get out. So he didn't want to be stuck with a crushed seatbelt.
Also, that's when you have like trick cars. That's why you have the roll cages, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So stuff doesn't crush you.
No roll cage.
No, nothing.
And just a normal seatbelt.
And he totaled
like
100. He totaled this 150,000.
$150,000 doesn't buy your roll cage these days, huh?
Oh, so he totaled it.
Yeah, I don't get how he totaled it, but yeah, he totaled it.
I mean, the frame is probably.
Oh yes,
like,
that's true. Yeah,
What a dumbass.
it was incredible.
he does say that. But it is. It's an experience.
Maybe
One
his
of
next comedy special will
one of the
cover
best-
that cost.
One of the best comments I saw was Mark Norman on Are We Drunk? And I think Shane Gillis was on it this week. And they go, oh, let's take a look at the video. Shane Gillis and
Sam Talent, or no? Is that not Sam Talent?
Oh no, it is Sam something. But there was another guest. I can't remember his name.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I didn't know the other guest, but I knew Sam. I meant to watch him.
And Mark goes, oh, I thought he quit comedy. That's hilarious. Yeah. So I don't know if he's doing stand up
Nice.
anymore. I don't really pay attention.
No, I
to
think
him
he is.
anymore.
He's got
really?
shows with Brian Callen.
Isn't he terrible at comedy?
Yes.
But
he's-
he's not
that's what
good.
people
He's
say.
not. But he's not good.
He's-
But
He's got
He's
his
3 years
audience.
in. Yeah, but he's 3 years in working on it. Like
He's
who's
3 years in, 2 specials, 3 specials.
Yeah.
It's got a lot.
I don't
One
get why
for every
people.
year.
Well, I think it's probably a lot for probably most people with 2 or 3 reasons don't have specials. I'm guessing.
Correct.
But
he
you
has.
also.
He also has a little bit more name power than probably some
Yeah,
people.
and people just hate that. Everybody's just jealous of a guy. Like, listen, I get that you got to up and come in comedy. He's just on a different platform coming up, and yeah, he sucks. But
He's
you
got
got
his audience. I mean, he's not good, but he's got his audience that show up and watch his stuff.
I mean, he's got star supremacists that
You know what, Peter?
take a while to get there.
You know what, Peter? You know those guys that you listen to, Are You Garbage podcast? They would ask you a question right now. They're like, do you listen to Brandon Schaub's stand up? And you'd be like, yes. And they'd be like, you're garbage.
Funny,
Fucking garbage.
Chris, you're just giving me all the ins here.
I'm trying.
I just bought an Are You Garbage deck of cards.
Oh.
So for episode 200, maybe we do Are You Garbage?
Is there gonna be like a Uno one where you can like write your own like card in?
We could do that.
Is there gonna be
That's
like
the instruction card.
is there was the instruction card or the Joker card? Yeah. You're still not over that, are you?
No.
I don't remember it enough for Pat to be this pissed about it.
It was at Brian's when New Year's when we played that like the funny card game. I can't remember what it was called.
Don't let Gracie about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh,
then
it's like a
afterwards
tricky game,
we played what is it? Fuck the dealer, ride
Yeah,
the
we
bus,
just
whatever you
played.
call it. And then instead of you shuffled the deck up instead of taking like looking at the top because it was a fresh deck. You didn't take out the how to play card, the Joker card, and then I think there was one other card in there, maybe like how to
Instructional
like.
card. How to play cards.
Oh no, I thought it was like some like one where you can buy like other cards and decks or something on it.
Advertisement.
Yeah, some like advertisement card. So when you dealt them out and we were playing, there was like all these extra cards, and it's like, well, what the hell? How do we get these cards in here?
Oh.
And that's why Pat's upset because I think me and you ended up with 2 or all 3 of
You
the
know what I'm
cards.
upset about? How dusty it is down here. Me and Joe both dying.
Oh,
My
yeah.
eyes are burning right now.
It is. I mean, part of it is that, and part of it is just like
The cat?
Is
Is the cat rubbing everything up in this bitch?
It's
for
it's the fucking weather. It's like 60 degrees, 70 degrees, then it's
true.
20 degrees.
Oh, that was the worst.
It's
There
like
is
that
no-
change in barometric pressure that's been fucking with my allergies all week.
I'm going to say this again. You know how I know I'm alcoholic? Last night, Lauren and I had a really nice at-home date. We just sat and watched a movie. We'll talk about it in a second. Tommy Boy.
He had about 3 drinks there.
I had a Coors Light, and I opened the Coors Light, and I'm waiting for my food to cook, and I'm like, God damn, Coors Light. You always hit the right spot.
Yeah, you just know where to hit.
I literally, so we have, so I have for the boys here, Rev Pills, Chicago. Not bad. It's not a bad beer. But this, compared to this, there's really something different.
Truly magnificent.
It's like God has handed us his beer and said, here.
That's your Red Pills. Yeah, you made the mistake of drinking it last.
It's the holographic Charizard.
I drink it
of
first,
years.
but that's okay.
No, so did I. Pat's the only one. Pat and Joe are the
Oh,
only
sorry.
ones. Yeah.
Well, I was the dick there.
Pat was looking around like, don't I have another Coors Light over here? Where's my Coors Light?
So talking about the date last
Brand
night,
loyalty.
we meet. So I introduced Lauren to Tommy Boy.
Nice, solid
and
movie.
She's never seen it, and I haven't seen it in a while. There were parts in that movie didn't really don't remember, and now that I've seen it again, like the beginning of the movie when he's running as a fat kid and
Yeah.
Richard is laughing at him on the bike.
Yeah.
Didn't remember that at all. When he when they're at the board meeting and the lady's like they're gonna do their hooker things, or no, was it $20 for their tricks?
Yeah.
And then the old man's like, one time when I was away at war, I got with a prostitute and she won't let it go. And I'm like, what is it? Why? Where did this come
It's a
from?
great
Yeah,
line.
great,
Love
great.
that line.
What are we
Love that
doing?
line. Love that line. Love that line.
And then I
Laying the tricks down for $20.
yes, yeah. And then in the hotel, I didn't realize he was jerking it to the lady jumping in the pool. He's like, oh, no one's watching. Oh. And he's,
Oh, yeah, maybe you take your clothes off. Yeah.
no, nobody is watching. And he starts jerking it in the curtains. And I'm like, oh, God, what are we doing here?
love the 90s.
Tremendous movie. Tremendous.
What was Lauren's verdict?
Oh, she, of course, loved it. And it's funny because I didn't think that was her kind of comedy. And there were times where I wasn't laughing and she was just like, and I was like, what was the comedy that got us both? I knew it was like, oh my God, this is coming up and it's so funny.
Something new coming out.
No, I'm sorry. It was one of the parts where.
I'm telling you, the best part is where she's on the boat and she screams at the little kids.
that's
Oh,
right.
that was good. No,
That
but
was
there
good.
I
was.
know where your family lives, and I know where you sleep.
That one gets me every time.
I'm
Listen
trying-
here, you little dipshits.
And then she's like, I don't know where they live.
The B part that got Lauren. She was dying laughing when they're running around. Just save yourselves. Oh, okay. I'm allergic to bees, man. Oh, so am I. All right, we'll see you later.
Can't believe
Holy
that
snakes, it worked. Damn it, there was another really funny part. And I can't think
I
of.
like when he gets like when he like, all right, let's go, and then he like beats the shit, like David Spade beats the shit out of him.
That Lauren was dying at that. And he's
Are
like,
you sure there's nothing on my face?
he's like, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt here. It doesn't hurt here. Right here. He's like, no.
No, you look great, man.
You
What
look
happened to
great.
your, what happened to your face?
That was so good. Shit, that was so funny. There's so many good parts.
Pierre's
in that movie.
favorite. I think Pierre's favorite part is when David Spade's talking to the airline person.
Oh,
I can get you onto a flight to Denver. Hi, I'm Earth. Have we met yet?
No, it's like I can get you a flight back to Chicago, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Earth. Have we met yet?" Oh, it was the. Oh God!
Changing room
yes,
scene?
when he's in the bathroom and he's changing, and it's like he's on the ground or he's above the toilet, gets his foot, the thing falls, hits him in the head. He's like, "Mother!" Throws this up, leans back this way, hits his head again, comes forward, slaps him. Lauren is on the ground crying, laughing, dude. You just forget how great, like comedically, there's no word said. It's just you can understand. Everybody can get that moment where you're in that, like thinking about trying to change in there.
Oh, especially like the part before that where David Spade
Spade's
goes
in and out,
and he's like looking like, what the hell just
Yeah.
happened?
Is that the one where the David Spade has a wig on, right? Too.
Yes, yeah. Don't tell anybody about it.
I'll fucking kill you.
And then he's like later in the movie, he's like, and the guy's, and he's like,
Yeah, that was good. That was a good movie. Okay. All right. So I got a few little itty bitty topics here for us. First one, I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on this. How would you feel, say your significant other is a little bit of a smart, savvy investor, and decides to, let's say,
Insider trade.
no, that's a good call though.
Oh.
I actually heard about one where a guy, like during COVID, a guy would listen to his wife's,
That's where I thought you were going with this.
and I think that actually you're right. I think he got found out and he just got jail time. Like, I don't think he got jail time, but he had to.
his wife's divorcing.
Yeah, and he's got a bunch of fines he's got to pay. And he and/or might have had to go to jail. I'm not, but I did hear about that
I
this
believe
week.
he got jail time. Yeah.
No, this individual, this man had a wife who worked as a professor at a college, and he was a very smart investor and decided to invest in Berkshire Hathaway at a very, very early stage of Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh, baby.
So let's say,
Wait,
yeah.
did he have the Class A or Class B stock?
Oh, Class A for sure.
Oh, what a champion.
So think about if, let's say, Katrina was smart enough to invest in something like that. I never really told you about that, Pat. And
Prenup, baby, it's all mine. I'm coming for it.
but you have no idea until the day that person dies that you're a fucking billionaire. This lady found out
At what age am I dying?
she's
she dying, I should say?
she's dying. I think she was 80, so you're in your 70s.
I'd be like 79. Great.
Yeah, how pissed would
Freaking
you-
do.
They get the will and they're like, hey, I have all these Berkshire Hathaway like stocks. I don't know if they're worth
Costa Rica,
anything.
baby.
This lady's been working to the dog as a professor till she
Hey now, buddy.
was
Hey.
79
He's
years
hot
old.
about it, baby.
79
Good
years old. She, you know what she did with the $1 billion?
Donated it.
Yeah, donated it to the college.
It was $1 billion worth.
Donated all the stock for the student tuition for the medical school. Anybody who goes to that school as a wants to go to that school for to be a doctor never has to pay tuition.
Wow.
You think that tuition price is going down at that school? Absolutely not.
That means students will go there for free until forever.
Yeah, but they're still going to charge. They're still going to charge you at the ass for other students. I bet you.
Well, yeah, but they'll charge you. I mean, but that's. I love how you take it to the most sad part of it. I'm just.
such a negative fuck.
I'm just saying these kids get to go to school and it's a poor neighborhood. It's like I think it's a mostly African American school. It's the nicest thing this lady can do. But I'm with you, Pat. I'm a piece of shit. I want to, if Lauren had Berkshire Hathaway stock, and we're
didn't even
billionaires,
think about
billionaires, and I am working like a slub as a professor. Get the mother out of here. I would be so pissed.
Forrest Gump was like, hey, he bought this, investing in this
And
fruit
stock
company.
this fruit company called
I
Apple.
don't want anymore. He said, I don't want money anymore.
Did you guys see the SNL skip with or?
Yeah,
I saw it. I have not seen
The
it.
Shane
though.
Gillis thing? Yeah, that's the only thing I saw.
Yeah.
It was pretty good, though. Hey, that Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Look at that dumbass.
Yeah.
Do you have any friends that are alive? Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan, stand up for me. Where you at?
Lieutenant Dan got no legs.
Remember that guy? He's a dumbass. He had nothing going on for him. You really haven't heard any of his exploits? He's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really, that one in the Jamaican Catholic
Oh,
church
that was good too.
I didn't
was
see that one.
my favorite.
The only SNL skit I've seen from like this year is the one where they do the Pit My Ride.
Oh, I didn't see
And-
that. I
and
haven't
they-
seen any, but
They did, it was like it was maybe like a month ago. They did a Pit My Ride, and it was like a guy who was a janitor, and like he works like a night shift to support his family, and like they completely go off or it's like a guy that works at SNL, like a janitor that works at the offices at SNL, and like he works there, and they wanted to do something nice for him, so they pimped his ride. And they did like the complete opposite of everything that he needed to do. Like they put like mop buckets in his car so that he could mop the floors on it. All this weird stuff. It's like, you know how we have the side view mirror here? Yeah, we got rid of it. We put a duster on the side of it so you can use dust and go. It's like, what the? And like Ludacris makes like a cameo. It's like, yeah, I had nothing to do with this dog.
Ludacris or Exhibit?
no exhibit.
Oh,
right?
exhibit.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're right,
thank
yeah.
you. Yeah,
I get it. That's hilarious. No, the Shane. I mean, his monologue was fine. People like the woke cult. Like, well, they say woke culture tried to throw it down as he bombed. I mean, it wasn't like super funny, but
Also, Shane Gillis hosted last
yeah,
week.
he
Okay.
did. I thought he was okay.
I didn't see the monologue.
Yeah.
I watched. I think all the clips. The Forrest Gump was tremendous. I can't believe no one.
good.
I think it was great. I
Green
can't believe
Bay,
that.
The
yeah.
Green Bay Packers one was really good. Did you see that one?
Oh, that
he's
was
like-
that was the best
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Where they're talking about you know how like your phone tracks what you talk about and then it sends you things.
Sends
and
you advertisements. Based
and they
on
talked about like butt plugs
what's being said around you.
Yeah. And he's like, look at my Amazon account, like a Green Bay butt plug that plays the Go Pack Go. And he's like, I would have never bought something. I would never talk about that. And then they bring it up and he's like, let's play this button, Go Pack Go. And he's like,
Yeah, they're like, what's this app for blah blah blah? He's like, don't push that button, and then it just it's fantastic. That's a really good one.
that was a pretty good one. I don't think there was any other ones that I missed.
The
He did.
Emu one was really good.
That
that was him. I heard like that was like a great one. Like
Yeah.
I have
that
not
was
seen
dark,
it.
but it was good.
I want
Yeah.
to see it. I have not seen that one.
That was funny.
Wasn't a big deal that he was like fired from SNL or something, right?
Yeah, this is at the time, I don't know how many years ago now, 3, 4, 5 years ago. But when he got hired, they found some clips of him saying some stuff that wasn't like politically correct. So he got canceled, and then as a result, got fired from SNL before he even started.
Yeah. So he got hired, and then
And now he's hosting the bitch.
Yep. Yeah, he's doing all right.
Nice.
It's funny because they always put him and the Asian guy because a lot of his stuff was it came off as like Asian hate, and the Asian guy on there was like, no, I didn't think it was. I know he was joking, and Kim and Shane actually have a good relationship.
He was he was supposed to be hired at the same time as that Asian guy.
Yeah.
They were in the same like hiring thing.
Yeah,
Cycle.
Yeah.
they actually had a hug at the end there, like at the end of that.
They touched each other.
The Trump sneakers was good. That was a
I
really
didn't see
good
that one. I heard that was good.
That was good.
And then they did one with Biden speakers, so Trump.
Yeah.
The Trump's shoes is where he got on a scale, and the doctor's like, "Oh my God, you're like 300 pounds." He's like, "No, I'm 176."
As soon as he puts the shoes on, he could just say whatever he wants, and it's considered true. They're like, it started with basketball, like he's on the basketball court and he shoots an air ball, and they're like, "Dude, you suck." And then all of a sudden he goes,
Like,
to
no,
the
that was a
locker room,
3-pointer.
finds a Trump shoes,
God.
gets the shoes on, shoots again, airballs it, and then they're like, "Dude, you suck." He's like, "No, you suck. I made it." Like, and then all of you,
So basically-
everybody
basically
they're like, "Oh, I guess he did make it."
Basically,
Like,
wanted an excuse for him to use his Trump accent, which is really
yeah,
bad.
and it was fantastic. And then
But then they put Biden shoes on, and like he tripped everywhere he went.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some.
That's
good
funny,
ones in there.
guys.
A lot of very short skits.
Yes.
A lot of short skits.
And then based off that, Netflix picked up one of his. He's got like some.
Oh, he's got a show. Yeah, some tire.
I watched his last
mechanic
I
show
watched his
thing.
last stand-up on Netflix. I thought it was like okay.
I liked it.
I haven't seen a. Oh, you know who actually had a really great not Netflix but a YouTube special, 30-minute, was the guys from Are You Garbage, Hank Foley. If you want to see a good 30 minutes.
I'm a diabetic, guys.
Yeah, it was, dude. It was fucking hilarious. There was some really good, like, quick hit. Like, that was probably the best one I've seen. I tried Sam Talent, his 30 minutes, and it was a little too raunchy for me. Like, Mark Norman and Joe List. They're Tuesday.
Sam Morrell.
No, Sam Talent. He's a fatter, bigger guy.
Oh, okay.
He's a Utah comic or Colorado comic.
Got it.
He's been on Joe. He's a great. I love him on podcast. His stand-up's a little too. It's almost like Louis C.K. to me. Like Louis C.K. can be real dirty, like overly aggressively sexually dirty, and it's like, all right, I don't need any of this.
Well, Louis C.K. makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. But so Tuesdays with Story with Mark Norman and Joe List. I love that podcast, but sometimes that gets a little too like. I'm sitting there with my uncle right next to me. We're down working in the basement, and they're talking about jizzing each other's ass, and I'm like, all right, boys. We're not doing this podcast
All right,
today.
I guess we're seeing you next week
Yes.
because I can't play this
It's
anymore.
a pretty good podcast. People listen to him.
And any other video?
No,
but
then Pierre,
Yes.
then Pierre puts on your favorite guy, the guy in front of the green screen that just has his head floating there.
Yeah, for Murder Mystery. It's crazy. Well, not crazy, but this week I have not like we're it's all comedy and laughy stuff and feel good stuff. No dark stuff this week, which is kind of nice. You get away from it for a hot minute.
No sad songs.
No sad songs this week.
Except for the couple times he played Dateline in the car.
I tried. Have you ever been or two things or a couple things? More recently, I've had a hard time with the Dateline podcast, like keeping my interest. So like that was kind of sad. The other thing is Joe Rogan is back on YouTube, and he comes out swinging with Katt Williams.
Yep.
But this might be controversial. It was the most boring fucking podcast I've ever seen. I was so bored.
I listened to 45 minutes of it, and it was very. I don't want to say it went conspiracy theory. I didn't listen to the whole thing. It was 3 hours, but I listened to 45.
I got to an
minutes
hour
of
and a
it,
half.
and they were talking about like
It was so boring.
It's like one of the top comments was like, "This is the best episode of Ancient Aliens I've ever seen in my entire life," and that's 100% what it was. Like they were talking about how there's probably ancient civilizations that existed, and then civilization got reset, and stuff about Egypt and the pyramids and how it was like a power source and some other stuff, and it was very, very out there. It was very different than what I expected with the previous Katt Williams podcast on Club Shake.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be. He thought there was gonna be a more high energy. It felt like he didn't want to be there, and it's like if you don't want to be here, like Joe was like for the first 30 minutes, Joe was like trying to get him like I don't know if you got to get him a little what was it brandy?
Loose?
Yeah, like that's not what is Shay's drink? Is it brandy or no cognac? Got to give him a little cognac to get him going. I don't know. I was so excited for it, and I'm like, God damn, this sucks. I haven't gone back to it.
I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people didn't like the episode because you see the last thing of Katt Williams where he's kind of like roasting and getting everyone.
Yeah, having a good time.
And this, I mean, you could tell he was way more calm, way more collected, thoughtful, like just, really thought about what he said before he said it, as opposed to the Katt Williams persona that's on stage and he's like, just 1,000 miles an hour with the jokes.
Yeah. But still one of the best at the business.
Oh,
comedian wise.
Oh yeah.
There were a lot of one-liners. They did an Instagram clip of Joe's got a new thing at his new compound. It's like a race.
Oh, like a racing simulation.
Like an actual and you feel like you're racing race cars. And he's got
really?
He's got Katt Williams doing it, and Katt Williams is. Dude, he's doing it. He's driving while announcing, like being an announcer, and he's like, "Look at him! He doesn't have to have any windows." And then the car spins out, and he's like, "And we gotta get back." And it was just like, Jesus Christ, it's so good. He's so hilarious. He's just an unbelievably funny guy. All right, got another little topic for you.
Okie dokie.
From the week. Did you guys see? Or first of all, have you guys seen the new Willy Wonka, the movie?
I have not.
Yes.
Pat, what'd you think of it?
I thought it was good. It was
Chris,
I liked it.
I loved it. I thought it was
I
great.
like the original one better, but yeah.
Yeah. Comes to HBO March 8th. That's when I'll watch.
And Joe's getting on that.
Smart
baby.
move.
Hey, get yourself some candy. Sit nice, enjoy.
I will.
They had in England. I think it's England. They had a
Scotland.
oh Scotland.
Scotland.
They did a Willy Wonka
God.
like kind of thing like. You know, like how some of these bars will do like a Harry Potter.
It was supposed to be like a pop-up
Yes.
Willy Wonka themed
for kids.
Oh, really?
candy
Wait, in a bar?
extravaganza.
No, I'm sorry, in like a warehouse.
Yeah. He was saying like a pop-up bar.
Got it.
It was a
Give you an
pop-up
idea what I was thinking.
Got it.
Willy
Gotcha.
Wonka chocolate factory.
I mean, damn, they started milking.
And man, oh man, was
Not
this
Wait,
This was
did
awful.
they suck them up some like tubes and shit?
No. They literally had. So you spent $50 to go here.
50 pounds. Yeah.
They had a short person painted as orange, like an Oompa Loompa smoking a cigarette.
That would at least
would've
helped.
been, that would have been better.
They had
What
like a
happened.
couple like little
Was it officially licensed or unofficially
So
licensed?
okay, so
That's a good question.
here's the premise. It was not officially licensed at all.
Could
100%.
not have been the way
was
they're
not
That could be one of the
officially
problems
licensed.
here.
So it started with they put the post up online and they used a lot of AI.
Oh yeah, generated pictures.
images
Yep.
to present this
And it looked great.
experience. So it was very much like what you'd expect out of Willy Wonka. You know, like long paths of very colorful, elaborate colors.
So, not to cut you off,
yeah,
but
yeah.
kind of like in the original Gene Wilder movie where they
Yes.
come down the stairs, like they have
Yes.
all these flowers, mushrooms. Everything looks like it's kind of edible.
Like,
Okay.
You know, there's a rainbow above a small little path that
There's
looks like you could
like
eat.
almost like a chocolate river. Yeah.
Looks like something
Yeah.
out of the movie.
Okay.
Nice.
But in the thing.
These are
so
promotional material. Sorry, Joe.
this was all promotional material that was later found out to be AI
So
generated.
this is like a Fire Fest thing coming here. Looks like.
Oh baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, and the night before they even post some images like, oh, it's coming together. It's gonna look great. So,
Oh, baby, get your tickets.
First
$50.
question is the night before. Why are you still working on it?
so like, yeah. So then the first crowd comes, and it's kind of, you know, it's a staggered entry. You know, some people come in, then there's the 2 o'clock window, then
Kinda
there's
like-
the 3 o'clock window.
Kind of like the Rugged Maniac where they do the staggered like start times. Okay.
Exactly. Now, kids show up,
I gotta go the ticket.
parents show up,
Yeah,
stoked.
I'd be
Oh,
stoked.
I would've been-
I'd be
Can't
stoked too.
I would be too.
Living the high of the new movie, all this experience. Yeah. Can't wait. They come in, and I'll be honest. Pat Lynch's basement down here is more put together than the experience that these poor children and parents witnessed.
Jesus.
It's not a high bar to bet.
And I mean literally, like,
That's a low bar to go over.
It's basically an empty factory with
a big ass tarp
here you come
painted.
in, it's like a golden gate, right? And then just black tarp from here to here.
Look it up, Pat.
It's awful. So the kids come in, right? They're like, okay, maybe, but you can see everything. You know, it's a vaulted ceiling that's probably 50 feet tall, so you can just see. There's nothing up in the ceiling. Then they come in, and what do they see? A mirror. You know, some guy dressed up as Willy Wonka.
Oh God.
And he's basically like, you know, those Jabberwocky masks.
Yes.
And a guy's in this black wig and a black cloth, and he comes popping out from behind the mirror. All the kids start crying, right? Then they're like, okay, time for the candy experience.
Oh, this is insane.
There's a
So
woman.
it's like an airplane hangar.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
It's like an art exhibit.
Yep, there's the rainbow.
We'll throw up a couple pictures.
Then there's a woman in a green wig.
Yep.
Face is not painted orange at all. Just a normal sized woman in a green wig. What looks like she's cooking meth. I mean, honestly,
God.
it's like a science thing. It's all the tubes and spindles.
And there's a
stuff.
little fog.
But it looks like she's cooking meth.
Yep.
Now, at this experience, you're supposed to get some candy, right? Well,
You're telling me I'm not getting my Wonka bar.
oh, no chocolate, period, right? They're giving each kid a single jelly bean and a small, tiny glass of lemonade. Like a small, tiny disposable cup, like a Dixie cup of lemonade.
I'd have pissed
Right?
him out and handed it back to him.
Here's the crazy thing.
Jesus.
First, group of people come in. They run out of candy, or they run out of jelly beans, even though they're only giving one out per kid, and they ran out of lemonade. So
nobody's getting jelly beans or lemonade in the second
nobody's-
tier.
So parents start getting mad. They're
Should.
bitching and moaning.
Oh, I
I
would.
don't want to say bitching and moaning, but I mean
Yeah.
rightfully
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Complaining. Police get called.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, well, you better call the police because you're going to get your ass kicked.
Police get called. Site gets taken down. Next group comes in. Parents are yelling. Second group's coming in like, what's happening? Don't even come in here. There's no candy left anyways.
Yeah.
You see the pictures. Dude, it was
Insane.
I mean,
That's
there's literally a
crazy.
video of a guy popping out from behind a mirror. Nothing Willy Wonka-like at all. And kids start crying.
Not gonna lie,
Kids
Katrina
legitimately start crying. They're scared.
Oh.
Owner comes out after the whole debacle, says, listen, I'm really sorry. We had some shiny, like, wrapping paper mirror stuff that we were going to put up. And they're like, even if even if the entire place was covered in that, just from the designs alone, it was absolutely
garbage.
There's a piss poor
awful.
effort by you.
Not gonna lie, I
Oh,
feel like
dude.
Katrina could have made it better.
Looked like a
Except for that.
methadone clinic.
Dude, it was absolutely
Awful.
but here's the thing, you got to feel bad for the actors. They were given
Oh, yeah,
a
that's another
script
thing.
written by AI
Yeah.
that didn't make any sense. And they got in there before everybody else and they're like, "Oh, fuck."
Oh, shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's a lady
Can I get my
very
pay up front, please?
famously pictured in her, next to her science stuff in the wig, and she's like, yeah, I just eventually walked off. Like, after I ran out of candy, I couldn't even give the kids candy to make them feel better.
Yep.
I just walked away.
And there's like pictures of her being like, you see the one picture, she's just like this, and like everybody like ran to that, and then another lady came, like an actual parent who felt bad because that lady, she was like, no, that lady was super sweet. She tried. There was anything she could do, and they threw out like 7 or 8. They threw out like 7 or 8. And the reason she looked like that was she was just pissed.
Kate Middleton next to her.
What's up?
The lady they put Kate Middleton next to.
Wait, what?
It was a picture of like a lady, like she was like very bewildered, but they put like this one where they put Kate Middleton, the was married to the queen. Or
I've
see that.
never seen that one.
oh, that's a
Yeah.
completely separate thing.
Is this
'cause
a lady?
Kate-
Is this a lady
Kate-
you guys were talking about that on the
That's
website?
and yeah.
But they mixed her with that lady.
yeah, Kate Middleton hasn't been seen by the public. That's a
Yes, that's
those
another
are-
thing that
those
they're
are two
yes.
separate things that got
And-
combined there. Yeah.
And that's actually like we think like who cares about
What
the
we
king?
think the English families killed off Kate Middleton?
Nice.
No, she's supposedly, I think it was like appendicitis, and she'd been in the
She
hospital
went
for a
in for
little
some
bit.
stubborn
Oh, that's right.
surgery
Yeah, I remember
before
hearing about this.
Christmas,
Like
and
he like
has not been seen
where
since.
Prince Charles or King Charles got he had like cancer,
Still
and
has
he went
cancer,
into he went into the hospital, and she went in at the like roughly like the same time
But-
with appendicitis.
But the thing is, the public who pays a lot of everything for them, there's like a certain amount, like the reason they pay for a lot of this is they want every last ounce of juicy gossip about the king and the queen. And so they have to be in the public limelight. And Prince Charles, no, who's the younger son?
William.
Or William.
William.
William and Kate Middleton have had a little bit of a grace period because of Harry being a piece of shit. And
Nice.
the English people are getting tired of it. They want to know what's going on with Kate.
They
And
don't
it's like-
want Harry. We demand Kate.
Yeah. And like
Yeah,
really,
Harry left for America or somewhere
but
else.
I like that was an actual story about how the English people are they've paid for the right to know everything about, and they want to know, and they're pissed off that they have not seen Kate. And I'm like,
That's
this is
kinda interesting.
insane. Like, what are we doing here?
they
It's like
brought up
Scientology.
so there was this whole thing about it, that you always get to see the royals. They made this point that even 7 or 8 hours after Kate Middleton had a baby, she brought the baby out. She was walking in front of came out the front door, balcony, whatever they come out of, to present herself and the baby post birth. So they're
Doing
like,
the Michael Jackson thing.
they're like, even after such
the
a
same thing.
yeah, no, not quite.
Showing off
But-
pillow or
but-
blanket?
Yeah.
hanging
Sorry.
them over the balcony.
Yeah.
Take them over the balcony.
I was
Um,
thinking the same thing.
But they're like, they had this whole thing. They're like, post birth, she comes walking out, and we have, and now it's been 2 months and we haven't seen her. So people are also like,
they're getting
is she
they're getting
actually
hot.
sick? Is she actually could she be very?
Is
'cause
she
even-
not around anymore?
yeah, she hasn't been seen since before the new year, and the stomach surgery or whatever she went in for, they said was very abrupt to begin with. So now they're like, people are like, we want to know what's happening. Other people like, show us what's happening. Other people are thinking, is she actually in some serious health
Yeah.
danger, and why don't we know about it?
It is crazy.
We're paying for it. We need to know.
That's why I'm
I think
proud.
Yep.
I think that's so nuts to me. But I mean, they get paid a ass ton of money for doing nothing.
It's much different than like the
I mean,
president. You're supposed to know what they're
some
supposed to
of
be
the
doing
wealthy.
too, right?
They're literally
They're one of the. You're right. They're
wealthiest people in the world.
like the family is
Yeah.
seriously.
Just the land they owned, yeah, is ridiculous.
Well, no, you're right. The land, but also like the jewels and stuff they own
Yep.
are insanely.
All
was-
that stuff they took from other countries and
Yes,
whatnot.
yeah. They talk about that a lot these
Yeah.
days.
From Joe's own country. That's why Joe doesn't like him.
Give Northern Ireland back, you fucking wanker.
You let him know.
Well, on other topics of Englishmen, the Mr. Beard and Mrs. Beard broke up or are no longer together.
Who's that?
Hey, that's what I figured. Nobody besides me and you were going to know that.
This
one.
is hurt. Listen, so Monday and Tuesday were rough.
This hurts for Peter. It doesn't matter to me.
Monday and Tuesday was it's been a rough week for me. And one of my favorite competitive eaters is Beard Meats Food, and he had his wife on for like when he. You know why I like him? Because you can watch from him from the beginning when he was a nobody and he was working at a bank.
He's a very humble dude.
And he did for he's been at it for 6 years now. He's got 4 million subscribers. He's one of the most beloved people, like eaters wise. And I get
Is he
that
a
that's
competitive eater?
Yeah, he's
But he does, like,
he's
eating
England's
videos.
number one ranked competitive eater. He's done he did the Nathan
Yeah, he
Nathan's
did,
hot
yes,
dog eating
this year
channel
too,
in
actually.
in July of this past year. And he just does like food challenge videos.
Yeah.
The guy Randy Santel that I watch, he does the same kind of stuff. Like he goes and finds a restaurant.
like Lucky Sandwiches and I'm Wrigley. They have if you could do, they give you a tea or
They give you 3 sandwiches.
Yeah, if you could beat that.
and in an hour to finish, and you choose your 3 sandwiches.
and like you get like a spot on like the wall, blah 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 blah. And he goes throughout England, Europe, and he comes to America, and he's just like a super humble, funny guy. He does his own videos, he does all his own editing, and they're like 20-minute videos, and they're just if you just like it's 5 o'clock, you got to go work another 3 hours. You throw one of those on.
And then you get every once in a while in December, you get a nice little cover music video. It's kind of nice.
But again, it's funny because like you think like 4 million people, more people should know about him. Like he's like almost got 4 million subscribers, but that's such a niche like part of like YouTube. It's kind of funny. But his fiance, who he's been engaged to for 12 years, almost as good as Pat Lynch there.
I wasn't engaged.
not
I was
gonna-
not engaged 12
Yeah.
years. I was engaged like 1 year.
They were together for 12 years, and she was in the videos, and she was great. She was funny. Like, and they recently broke up, and he let it be known. And you know what, Joe? I was having a hard time this week, and that just hurt a little bit more. All right? And I know what you're thinking.
We feel you for you, Pierre. We
Thank
feel
you.
for
Sorry to hear that.
Thanks, Joe. You know what I needed? I just needed you to comfort me a little bit.
Come
All
here,
right?
Scoozy.
That's Scoozy. You know what, though? You know how we fixed that, Joe? We bring in the feel-good stories.
Feel good stories, Joe.
Feel-good stories. Let's see here. I got a few, actually, that I liked.
Wait, while you pull that up, I was kind of expecting us to talk about football, but now the football season's over. But I have a little quick question to hear you guys' thoughts as you pull up.
Pat's got an answer for you.
Bring it.
So recently, Pat McAfee, who does a lot of football talk and sports stuff in general, was added to the ESPN network. Right, took his YouTube show, podcast, whatever you want to call it. ESPN is now airing it, and he's been doing a lot of college game day stuff. A lot of stuff for ESPN. And I guess internally, some of the people at ESPN didn't like him, and had been what Pat McAfee has said, sabotaging his show in the way that they've been claiming that the Pat McAfee show has not been getting the viewership numbers that were expected, or the relations haven't been good, and apparently that's not the case. Pat McAfee tried to back a lot of that up with information, and called out one of the executives at ESPN.
I did see this,
and it's been a big deal with a lot of people who used to work at ESPN and are no longer there, as well as a lot of people at the ESPN network making a hubbub about it. And was just wondering to get your thoughts, what you guys think of ESPN sports in general, and then what your thoughts are that Pat McAfee called out one of the executives who apparently has been sabotaging a show. Now, to give a little quick description here, by sabotaging his show, I mean they've been claiming that his ratings haven't been as good as they are, which prevents him from getting advertisers and possibly visitors to come on the show to do a spot. Second, a lot of the guys that used to come on the show who were sport commentators and tied to ESPN were no longer allowed to come on the show. So a lot of his usuals that he had a repertoire with couldn't come on. And so,
Joe may be getting deep in sports this
that's
week.
Joe.
I was just curious what you guys thought.
I'll start off on a bit controversial. I don't care for his show.
Never watched it, to be honest.
I mean, I've only seen clips here and there.
It was also before ESPN. I never watched it either.
I'm not I don't go out of my way to watch a show, but I've never had a real problem with them. But I will admit I've not watched ESPN in a while.
That's okay. So that's
And
kind
it's
of more what I'm wondering.
Yeah,
ESPN is not what it used to be.
In terms of
people watch cable.
their shows and everything, I haven't watched anything. I mean, if they have hockey or basketball on, I'll turn it on there. But outside of that, I'm not watching SportsCenter. I'm not watching this. I'm not watching that.
You're not watching ESPN for the sports commentary.
Me and Peter will catch SportsCenter when we're
Yeah.
at the gym in the morning and watch some highlights.
It's
That's about it.
It's basically the same. It's just hot takes is all it is. And you hear one guy say one thing the next day, and the next day the same thing. It's just not. It's not
so
entertaining anymore.
And
There's no actual analysis.
To get in your, this is what they told Pat McAfee when he because his YouTube thing was huge. His his show, and ESPN bought him to come in, and everybody said, "Hey, ESPN's gonna fuck with you."
Oh, absolutely.
And guess what? ESPN's fucking with you.
Yo,
I don't know. It's just these executives. They don't when Pat doesn't need anybody. He's got the bros. He's electrifying. He's got the WE crowd. He's a punter, so he's funny. He knows how to make fun of himself.
He has.
You don't need
an
it.
established audience,
and
that's one of the rare things for someone coming in to the ESPN network.
But you have these guys who are executives who everything for them is ego.
They want to be able to control everything.
Yes.
Have you ever seen? Look, Michael Smith no longer on ESPN. Kenny Mayne didn't give a shit about what the executive said. He got kicked off. He got booted. Dan Patrick didn't want to deal with it anymore. Booted.
Right?
Yeah.
Keith Oberman.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys just literally wouldn't deal with that shit.
One question: does anybody know what time he's on ESPN?
He's in there. He's got a prime spot.
I think he's he's in the afternoon. I want to say it's 12, in between 12 and 2.
He's got a long time
do you
too.
think part of the issue is that I'm guessing when it was on YouTube, you can go watch it whenever, right?
I think he still is.
There was actually something. Yeah, so
he'll put clips out on YouTube.
He still owns his intellectual intellectual
But I'm saying,
property
like, I wonder
of the show.
How many people actually like have ESPN to watch it? I guess is my question.
That's another thing.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I can imagine like you can get the ESPN Plus or like ESPN Plus app for free, and that's probably something you could watch.
No, you got to pay for the Plus app.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Okay.
I was figuring there was some like stuff on like ESPN that like you could download an app and get
I guess
stuff
my
for
question
free.
is like with the way that ESPN's their viewership for sure is shrunk since the cutting the cord and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
They were very much tied to the cable bundle and things like that. And they're just not as I just don't think ESPN is like it used to be the source for sports knowledge. Now you go on Twitter, you go on YouTube, you go on there's a million people doing different kind of things. So I don't think that ESPN has the reach it used to have.
Oh, it doesn't. Like you go to their website, it's not even that great anymore. Like every article you try to read is like you got to pay for a
Yeah.
subscription.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
nobody did. Yeah.
it's
I
like,
mean,
I'm
it's
not
like
doing that.
it's like Cranes, Chicago, Bloomberg. You can't read anything. So I don't know how they. I don't like. Are you just supposed to buy everybody's monthly subscription to ever read an article these days? Forget it. Like I'm not. I would rather just watch it.
I'll go to Bleacher Report and let them put their
page.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah,
I got it.
I got the gist of it. No, but I feel for Pat. I saw that article, and I'm sure that executive, again, it's just all ego. Like I'm sure Pat's doing just fine. He's got Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime Aaron Rodgers is on there, I'm sure that their ratings are doing amazing. And if ESPN had any sense, it would just shut its mouth and let him do what he's doing. Unless, I mean, of course, he becomes a Kanye. Yeah, then you got to cut him off. But he's not.
Or
He's
he pulls
just
a
having
Cat Williams on a Shannon Sharp show.
Yeah.
Just goes off the deep end. Yeah.
Then you got to maybe reel him back.
I've seen him a few things. I think to me he was like entertaining, but I've never watched the show to be
Yeah.
honest and have an opinion on it strongly.
I mean, is Shannon Sharp? Sorry, thinking of Shannon Sharp and his podcast. Is he even on ESPN anymore?
No, he used to be.
He's on
and then he got rid of
ESPN
it.
on Mondays with Stephen A. Smith, but he's no longer on Fox Sports or anything.
Okay.
I thought he was off that. No.
No, I think he's been on a couple times, at least that I've seen.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten a couple clips because they put him up against Stephen A. Smith when
I
they
also
had the
find
debate with
I hate
LeBron
Stephen A.
James
Smith so
and
much.
Michael Jordan and like Shannon Sharp is like
Yeah.
adamant that LeBron James is the best basketball player ever to be born.
I just feel like Stephen Smith is like the worst. I hate him so much.
Well,
His
I think
hot
that both.
takes are
I'm not
so-
gonna lie. That the Katt Williams interview, if it wasn't for like Katt Williams was the interview, and Shannon Sharp, you could have been any. It could have been you, me, or Chris interviewing
Say
Katt
more.
Williams.
Give me more, Cat. Give me more, baby.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Mr.
I mean,
Cognac.
Cat-
Shannon
Cognac.
Sharp. I've not watched one since, and I will not watch another one. Katt Williams was it was just a great podcast. Shannon Sharp provided nothing. I thought he was more
electric
annoying
in
than
a
anything.
I mean, when ESPN hires Kendrick Perkins to give basketball
Oh, I
analysis
know,
and that
just-
moron can't string together a 2-word sentence, forget about it.
But-
ESPN has bigger problems than Pat McAfee. You know, start getting rid of some of these morons that you put on there.
Fire Joe Buck right off the bat, baby. Number one.
Who's
I would much rather see Troy Aikman and Scott Van Pelt fight each other. Get them in the
Oh,
UFC.
that's good.
Get Dana White to book that matchup, baby.
No, it wasn't. It was Joe
I'm
Buck
taking-
and Scott Van
Oh,
Pelt.
was you're
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Get that book.
I'm
match
taking
booked.
Aikman all day on that one.
Yeah, get the matchup booked. Thank you, Pierre. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
remember you telling me
Because
about it.
Aikman. So this just
That's a good one.
Scott Pelt or Van Pelt wanted to talk to Troy Aikman. Really, he doesn't give a shit about Joe Buck. Nobody gives a shit about Joe Buck. Joe Buck was trying to talk,
Let
and
these
Scott
golf talk, bitch.
and Scott Van Pelt was like, okay, yeah. Hey Troy, what do you think here? And Scott Joe Buck got pissed, and they started going at it, and they're just giving it to each other, kind of like
Yeah, they need to
quit
book
for
that
quit.
match. Yeah.
And Joe Buck is a very smart, witty guy. And Scott Van Pelt is a very smart, witty guy. And both of them were just
going back.
zinger. And they let it go for a little bit. I'm like, this would
And
be
then
great.
ESPN got
Troy's like, I like football. Let's talk about football.
No, they got real smart, and then they let Scott Van Pelt get the last word in, and
Yeah.
they cut him off.
Yep.
And we're done, guys.
But I mean, to be fair, it was very weird to watch. Like the whole, if you watch the whole entire.
Oh, yeah,
interview,
Scott was being a dick.
He was being a total dick to Joe Buck, which I mean, Joe Buck sucks, but
Joe
I
Buck
mean,
is a dick.
yeah. But I
Joe-
mean, like it was weird.
Did you do you watch that show? Whatever his name is. I just fucking
Pat
told-
McAfee?
Yeah, sorry.
I sometimes pull up clips during the football season to
So he
kinda
knows
get
better.
an idea of what's going on.
Joe's like, I need some
football-wise,
takes. Give me some hot takes, baby.
Yeah.
Joe's like, give me fantasy advice so I can win an extra game.
But I had just seen it kind of blow up all over YouTube
Right.
that I didn't see the show that it was related to. I mean, I saw the clip eventually later, but it just popped up in a lot of my news articles and recommendations, and then previously, like before that, was the whole Pat McAfee Dana White thing where Dana White went off on media and ESPN went straight to commercial to cut off Dana White. That was like
Oh yeah, he
3 or
went
4
against
weeks ago.
he went against the liberal media. Dana White, like he was going off on a rant on the liberal media, and as soon as he started doing it, ESPN was like, "Nope, bye, straight to commercial."
Yeah.
Did you see Dana White and I think maybe we did talk about this on
You know, Joe wasn't here for it. It was me, you, and Pat. And you
so
guys,
it was Dana White and Holly Manziel.
Mandel.
Oh, no, I was on that podcast. Yeah,
I was not on that one. I don't think.
that was
Oh,
okay.
that was the UFC.
That
night.
was ridiculous.
Yep.
That was weird. All right, let's get into some feel good stories, ladies and
good.
gentlemen.
Oh baby.
Feely
This
goody.
is let's start with this dog one. 5 days after vanishing, a puppy found stuck inside some thick, unseen vegetation. The only reason it was found was by heat-seeking drone.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
Side note to that,
That's
in
that's gotta be rare shit.
even crazier. In Florida, a young child walked into the woods and got lost. You know how they found her?
Heat-seeking drone.
Heat-seeking drone.
Wow.
And it was such a touching moment.
So
You can watch the
basically-
video
so
and
basically the drone is a predator.
I think you know what I think they actually use the drones
Like, no,
for.
the predator, like the movie
Twofold.
Predator.
Twofold.
They
yeah.
a bunch of the python hunters down there use
Oh, yeah.
drones to find where reptiles like snakes are. so
they
that
just
they
caught a
don't-
40 or 40
reptiles
foot
cold-blooded?
python.
The reptiles are cold blood, but like
I think
during,
40
like,
foot.
but like they bask in the
Okay.
sun, so that
I was
that's
like-
how they
I was
get
trying to
them.
be a dick. I'm like,
No, yeah,
They just caught, I think, like a 40 foot python. Like,
40 foot.
I could be wrong.
Crazy.
Well, I think like the
that's
big.
longer than his house.
I think like the biggest one they've caught down there is
It's got
somewhere around
maybe
like
20.
17 feet.
Okay,
so maybe
not.
closer to 20.
Maybe it was insane. I think it was an insane
It was a big
python.
snake.
And they had they couldn't, it wouldn't fit in a bag,
Tired as
so they had it in the canoe, and it was live. Like,
Oh god.
they showed pictures of it. I'm like, what? And the dude's like, crotch right there.
I'd be swimming next. I'd be like, I'm gonna go in the
Bye.
alligator infested water here and swim.
The
off.
the young child, the 5-year-old who survived in the woods for however, she like the officer has a cam on and he goes like, "Oh, sweetheart, come here," and she's like, and she's like running over. She's like, "Oh, are you gonna get me out of the water?" And you're just like, your heart just sinks.
Oh, God.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for that, it's all about heat seeking. They would have never found it without it.
Oh,
I didn't even know there
yeah.
were heat-seeking drones. To be honest with you.
Oh, here you go. This is not cool. Women get the same exercise benefits as men, but with less effort. Huge study shows. It's not
Damn
fair.
it.
Do you think it's like a weight thing? Like they just
This-
have best body mass on them usually?
I don't know. I feel like Lauren starts to work out and she loses any weight that she's ever put on. Me and Chris have to like diet, don't eat.
We get to do the Brooklyn Nine-Nine where you eat like you get like a slice of carrot. And that's the only thing you get.
Well, drinks less Coors Light, baby.
Me and Joe saw. I don't know how true this is, but I sent Joe this. It was in Iceland. 100,000 women went on strike.
Oh, yeah.
And supposedly Iceland didn't shut down, and they were fighting for.
strike from any jobs or just all jobs?
Yeah,
they went on a one-day protest for gender equality.
Yeah.
And Iceland just worked perfectly fine without that.
And it sounds like
The only department that
the day
actually
carried on.
had an issue was HR because they didn't have any complaints to deal with.
It
Ouch.
was.
Oh,
I think
ouch.
I'm trying to.
There it is.
I don't know how true it was. It was
I
great.
Wah, wah, wah.
I
would've
think
been
the
a good one,
stat
too.
was
Either one of them would have been good.
the stat was something like 15 or 25% of the workforce did not show up
Yeah.
that day.
I would not have guessed that
Being
Iceland
like
had 100,000 people living there.
It was
300,000. Sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
It was 300,000.
I think the entire population of Iceland is 300,000.
oh, so like
nice.
So
33%.
1/3 of the- yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if I've seen the movie Eurovision, I know everything there's about
I
Iceland.
thought it
clearly.
was. I thought it was 900,000.
Okay, I could be off.
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
372,000 as of 2021.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
not, it's not a big. Not a
So
big
yeah,
place.
you're right. A third of the population protested. I think maybe like 20 to 25% maybe were working people.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
And they carried on.
And the only complaint was,
Nice.
and the last thing was like, what'd you guys think? And it's like, oh, it's nice to get shit done today.
Some people made
Jesus.
some jokes. Yeah.
So bad.
There's a joke Pat will throw out for the Patreon
Yeah,
podcast.
there you go. Cavemen used glue to make stone tools 40,000 years ago. The evidence is sticky. That's insane.
That's a good line.
Some serious
This-
glue.
I'm assuming they use like tree sap, something like
Oh,
that.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. teens families struggle to afford size 23 shoes for a child for like a
Big ass
teen.
foot. Jesus Christ, a big foot.
Shaq sent a dozen pairs, including Superman slippers.
Oh yeah,
Shaq.
I think I heard that story. Yeah,
Shaq's
that's
a
kind of
solid
nice.
guy.
Yeah, it's, like they talk about it. And it's not really like overly known. It's a little bit known, but Shaq is probably one of the most generous, like just down to earth,
He also
nicest
has, like,
guys
a
ever.
boatload of money.
Well, yeah, he's done
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, like, yeah, Peter's right. He's very
Very
nice.
nice guy.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, this I told you guys about this. New York Medical School surprises students with free tuition in perpetuity after $1 billion gift. That's still
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn, $1 billion.
I'm still curious how that'll go. Like, is that everyone that goes? Is it just like
You
you
know-
have to apply for a scholarship? I'm curious to see.
no. You're
how that
right.
works.
Like yeah, because if I'm a medical student, why don't I just go there?
What's
You
yeah?
know,
what's
you know
the-
that wife was like, but he was like, he was like, at some point in their marriage, that guy was like, she's like, you don't know what you're doing investing, and she's like, oh, I don't, huh? And then,
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it was
The
the guy
husband.
who did it.
Oh,
The
the guy.
wife.
The husband.
Wife finds out.
oh,
Yeah, so the husband bought the stock. He passed away, gave it to his wife, left a note to say that said basically,
Hey, I haven't told you this for the last 35 years, but we're billionaires, baby. Woo!
Does yours not want
sorry,
to pay
sorry,
capital
we
gains
missed
on that or what? What's the
multiple
deal?
utility bill payments. No, but he was like, hey, you know what to do with, or you have a better idea of what to do with this.
That lady had to step
Whatever
up in
your choice
basis.
is.
She could have sold out and gotten nothing
Rich,
and gotten
baby.
$1 billion for free.
Money.
What were you thinking?
That's crazy.
I'm saying, how pissed would you be?
You know what's funny is I heard that story and I didn't.
I wouldn't be upset because I would have gotten the step up in basis, baby, and gotten it for
But
free.
you're 79. You could have got it when you were like 40, probably.
Not
Go ahead,
with
Joe.
the
What you
step
were
up
gonna say?
basis.
You didn't think about it at all.
I didn't even think about the fact that it was like, had they been struggling previously, like that money could have come in handy so
I think he
much.
was sold some of it at some point, right?
Yeah.
You
I
think
didn't
he was
even-
ever going to
yeah.
pinch, steals a couple shares here and there? He's like, all right, we're good for the next week.
Yeah.
FDA approves new drug for a timeless illness, frostbite. Saves fingers and toes from amputation.
Nice.
Whoa.
That's kind of cool.
And tongues from light poles.
Interesting. Wow.
Oh, this is crazy. A mom's love helps woman wake from coma after 5 years. We're not gonna go. We don't go.
Jesus.
And I'll give you one more. Well, there's actually two I kind of like. Let's see here. The last one is, last two is Italian-made exoskeleton gets disabled users walking and standing.
Nice.
I think I
Oh,
saw
wow.
This. Yeah, I think I saw that one.
That's kind of crazy.
I mean, that's pretty
Technology's
awesome. I mean, like, if they can get
basically
people.
like lifts you up and you can like kind of like maneuver it a little bit.
That's cool.
I mean, that's pretty cool that you can people like they couldn't walk and start walking again.
It's still a bit like cumbersome. It's probably not like the most efficient thing to move around in, but it's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
For those who can't, yeah.
But it's a step forward to
Yeah,
getting
for
people
sure.
walking again.
Absolutely.
Yup.
I'm trying to see if there's a. Let's see here. Overlooked drug proven to be superior treatment for Crohn's disease, helping patients avoid surgery. And Flexamil works by blocking inflammatory blah 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 blah. But
That's a big word Pierre couldn't pronounce.
it was overlooked, and I think that's kind of nice that like, there. Oh crap! I actually heard this on WGN. There was a cancer drug that I think it was Pfizer had, and it didn't work like well. And then another company took it from them and realized that if you just add a vitamin to it,
It works perfectly.
it works perfectly.
Oh Jesus! Wow.
And that was a $1 trillion, it's a $1 trillion cancer treatment, which
Oh,
is
God.
absolutely insane.
Holy cow.
Boys, fun podcast. Got a lot of little things. I think hopefully we'll have the Are You Garbage cards for next week.
Nice.
So we'll have some fun next week.
We can definitely tell Pat Lynch is garbage.
Oh,
I'm not garbage.
I love that podcast. Actually, Lauren asked me about it yesterday. She's like I guess she's never heard me talk about this. And she's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like,
She
"We
never
go."
listens to you, like most people.
No. So we went over some questions like, what was your mayonnaise growing up? Did you ever use like a butter like a butter container as like a bowl? Did you ever use like a
You store butter on the kitchen counter
Yeah,
or in the
things-
refrigerator.
And she's like, "No, are you an animal?" And I was like, "Oh."
No, Peter's garbage.
I was like, "Oh, sweetheart, you have no idea. You've been to my house. You know we're garbage. Garbage as it gets." But ladies and gentlemen, do us a favor. Hit that like, subscribe button. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram. We're going to have some fun clips. I effed up my knee doing some parkour that we're going to
Yeah, we have Pepsi doing parkour
Oh,
too.
so good. But it definitely destroyed my knee doing it again. Got the old GoPro going out. We're trying to do some videos, getting a little more content out there.
Jay Nicer out here in Chicago, baby. We're going to be out.
Tomorrow will be -7, probably.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And then 65 in the same day.
Yeah.
dude, it was. Dude, I was going to joke with Pepsi. He's going to have to work opening day. It'll be 20 degrees out.
Oh, absolutely.
65 today.
It is
Gorgeous. Windows down
crazy.
immediately.
Oh yeah.
Awesomeness. Yeah. So have a great weekend. Do yourself a favor. Hit that BioSteel. Hit that liquid IV. A couple ibuprofen. Get some good sleep. You're gonna have a great time. Don't worry about it. Chris, you got anything for the boys?
Yeah, Tom Skilling's last day was on Wednesday. We'll see you guys later. And if you, hopefully somebody will get the weather right one of these days. Bye.
And there's not music.
Dun, 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 dun.